Hi, my name is Natalie, and I've been teaching and practicing tantric meditations for the past 10 years. And I teach men how to do tantric meditations with themselves so that they can feel better about themselves and be better men. Not because men are bad or something's wrong with them at the moment. It's just that I feel like so many things are weakening men and depleting them from their life energy. And I like helping men get back into their power and into their strength. When we're talking about tantric meditations, I'm basically talking about tantric masturbation. But I feel there's a confusion in understanding the difference between the two, and I wanted to talk about it today and to give you a few more tips if you want to start practicing your tantric meditations at home. So because of the word masturbation, it could be confusing. So I want to separate the two. You can do tantric masturbation or you can do regular masturbation. What is the difference? Regular masturbation, you're horny, you want to unload, and you want to feel that feeling of kind of letting go, and you want to have that release because you're horny and your horniness is interfering in your day-to-day life. It's not allowing you to work. It's not allowing you to perform properly because you're just thinking about sex the whole time. So when you masturbate, that kind of relieves some of that pressure. It could be with porn. It could be without porn. It usually happens with ejaculation, almost always. And the whole goal of the masturbation is to relieve stress, to enjoy a good orgasm, and that's it basically. And to stop, to help you with all your sexual thoughts that are kind of disturbing throughout the day. So when you masturbate, that kind of goes away. When we're talking about tantric masturbation, the point of the exercise is to learn how to feel the sensations in the body, is to learn how to work with the energy and specifically with the sexual energy in a different way. It's to learn how to meditate on the sensation of the sexual energy. It's to learn how to control the sexual energy and basically reconnect us to our penis and to our sexual energy. And there is no goal of masturbating. It has nothing to do with horny thoughts or sexual thoughts. It has nothing to do with releasing something from the body. When we're talking about tantric masturbation, and I prefer calling it tantric meditation, the ejaculation isn't really a part of the exercise. The whole exercise would be to raise the energy and then circulate it inside the body, up and down, without it coming out of the body. And if you think about it, the male genital, the penis, is very outwards and downwards, and the female genital, the vagina, the whatever you want to call it, is very inwards and upwards. So we want to move the sexual energy. Instead of raising sexual energy and then depleting it, like releasing it from the body down and out, we want to raise the sexual energy and bring it in and up. And I think that's the most basic difference between a tantric meditation and a regular masturbation is the direction of the sexual energy and where is it going. Because most men are used to just, stimulating themselves, bringing the sexual energy, and then it goes out, down and out. Transforming the motion of the sexual energy inside the body is something very difficult to do. A lot of men can stop trying after a few times because they don't get it, but you do need to practice it on a daily basis. It's like yoga for your sexual energy and for your penis. So when you're masturbating, and like a lot of the videos I talked about, you raise the sexual energy, you touch yourself, you reach that kind of like 50% of sexual energy in your body, we stop. And when we stop, we want to do a few things. We want to do like 5 to 10 breathing in and out with the anus, and that helps the sexual energy go up the body instead of going out. And then we want to do Shavasana, which is dead man's pose, and just let the sexual energy, go throughout wherever it needs to go in the body. The moment, though, where you pull it up instead of push it out, that is the main practice for men. Men know how to get an erection. They know how to raise the sexual energy. They know how to pleasure themselves. And they know how to reach an orgasm. So you don't need to learn any of those things that maybe a lot of women do need to learn. What you're not good at is relaxing, releasing, and bringing the energy up. And it's a little switch that you need to do in your mind and also in your body. And one of the reasons why the sexual energy goes down and out is because you're clenching your butthole, your anus, and it's kind of preventing the energy from coming up. So once we release the anus, the energy can actually go up the spine through the 7 chakras. For that, we need to do a few breathing techniques to the anus, which is in, relax, and then when you breathe out from your mouth, you kind of clench the whole area and it kind of pushes the sexual energy down. And then when you let go and breathe in, it comes up. When you're very stimulated and you have a very strong erection, this is a very hard thing to do. So that's why I offer men, I tell them to practice it at 40%, at 50%, at 60%. When you get to that 70% of no return, it is very, very difficult to release and bring it up. It almost kind of automatically just wants to go down and out. So the few things that I added today, that I talked about today, that I think you should add if you want to do a tantric meditation with your sexual energy for the reasons that I talked about, is when you are masturbating mindfully, when you reach kind of like 50%, you can keep on masturbating, but start doing between 5 to 10 in and out breaths with the anus. Like I just said, you know, in, release, out, clench, in, release, out, clench. Try to do it slowly when you have sexual energy in your body. And after you've done a few of those, your erection is probably going to go down a little bit because the sexual energy has dispersed throughout the body. And then do the Shavasana, the dead man's pose, for about 10 minutes and just see what happens. But if we don't release the anus at that crucial moment of 50%, the body's natural reaction is to push it out of the body. And it's not like it's the natural and healthier way, it is the way that you're used to work with your sexual energy, and it's not necessarily the best way. Also, there was a guy who commented here, is like, I'm going to ejaculate 21 times a month. I don't know, I just remembered that. I never said ejaculate 21 times a month. I said ejaculate once a month. If you want to raise and work with your sexual energy in a tantric way, do these practices every single day. But the ejaculation shouldn't happen. That's not the point of the exercise. That's not the end goal. And that's not where we want to get to. We want to get to a place where the erection has come down because the rest, you know, the sexual energy has gone to the rest of the areas of our body. So if you're just beginning these practices, maybe ejaculate once a week and eventually get to once a month. And I do think it's healthy once a week or once a month to kind of release that energy from the body, but definitely not on a daily basis and definitely not 21 times a month. I think that is very unhealthy and I do not recommend you do that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's a little thing in the practice of releasing the anus right when you're at the 50% and then start doing these, you know, these breathing techniques. It sounds very little and not important, but it is probably one of the most important elements of this practice. I am going to be uploading very detailed practices like videos and PDFs that I've made for anyone who wants to start practicing tantric meditations in order to reconnect to your sexual energy in a different way and learn how to control it and use it in a different way. So it's going to be on my membership area on YouTube. So if you want to get that information, you are more than welcome to become a member. And if you like this video today, please like and subscribe. And I upload these quite often. It's the most transformative practice that I have been doing for 10 years and I have been teaching for that long. And I can tell you that you can do yoga, meditation, all these kind of different like trendy things that are going on right now. But if you don't have this daily practice with the sexual energy, I don't believe a lot can change in your life. And that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my experience. So thank you for watching the video and I'll see you in the next one.